Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Songbirds Creations, Crochet, and More. My name is Margaret. I'd like to welcome you to the Songbird's Nest. Sorry I'm late. YouTube is being its usual wonderful self this morning. So not only was it giving me error messages, then it had me have to sign in to Google to prove that I'm really me. Yeah, I think I'm me. Still. Good morning, Julianne. Good morning, Kim. Welcome in. Good to see you guys. Hope everybody is well this morning. Oh, so does everybody have their coffee? I sure do have mine on this cold morning. Getting coffee going? Okay. Yeah, I got up a while ago and got coffee made. Hubby put the water on to boil while I was still in bed, and of course I had to get up then and do the rest of the process because he likes to act like he doesn't know how. So then he decided he was going to try to clean the coffee maker again, and again, it's not working. So it's going to the trash today. And then we discussed the possibility of getting a stovetop, a mocha pot. So I think that is something I will be doing later on today. Just going on Amazon and getting a mocha pot. He said he looked at Walmart for one, but they were only like little bitty ones, would only make a cup. Well, a cup isn't gonna do any good for us. So yeah. Stop by Hobby Lobby. Fun. Good morning, Marianne. How are you doing today? I hope it's warmer down by you than what it is here. We're having another cold wave, but this next week we're supposed to start warming up and be up above freezing for a while. So I'm excited about that. Maybe some of this white crap out in my yard will melt. It's really about time. We got 4 more inches the other night. Marianne, right now, I would be happy with that temperature. We have 29, and I'm not even sure that's right. I'm betting it's not. Up into the 60s yesterday. Oh, God, I would love some 60s. We're supposed to have a day this next week, almost 40. That's something to get excited about. 48, yeah, that's a little chilly for you, Lana. Good morning, Grammy Rita. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's 19 here, not 29. My thing on my computer has not updated, apparently. Ugh. 21 with a high of 38. Ugh. I think our high today is 20 something. It's not, I think 22, 23, something like that. Not very warm, needless to say. And I am so ready for spring. I want a garden. It's time to start my garden. I got all my seeds ordered, so that's good. Once they get here, I'll be able to start seeds pretty soon. Yes, I am definitely ready for the snow to melt and stay that way until next winter. Everybody, please remember to drop your thummies as you come in the door. I appreciate it. So what is everybody working on today? I guess I am going to continue to work on my Mobius wrap. This seems to be my project for out here by the computer, since it's fairly small. I wish I could have your winter, Lana. At least what you've had so far, I would take it. I would be so happy. Of course, we'd probably have a lot of farmers that wouldn't be happy. We do kind of need the snow. Working up a beanie? Yeah, you do some cool beanies, Marianne. Did you see my neat brioche beanie? That pattern is so easy. And it's kind of fun working the short rows. Work on your raglan. Cool. Oh, that's nice, Marianne. That's a good idea, actually. I've got a beanie sitting over here. I made a brown one of the brioche beanie first, and it's a little large on me. My hubby could wear it, but he's just funny about how he wears hats, so I don't guess he'll wear it. Good morning, Tina. How are you? But yeah, I ought to give it to one of the delivery guys. You know, Lana, actually, you'd be surprised at just how easy it really is. It's not as hard as it looks. You just definitely have to follow the instructions, but it's not hard. When I wore my one that I made out of my leftover mandala ombre happy colorway, it was kind of interesting because, you know, that's got long runs of colors. So when it, instead of striping, it did 4 sections of color around the beanie. So I guess I can, you know, put it whatever mood I'm in for the day. I can switch the color to the front. But I wore it to the grocery store and I got so many compliments on it at the grocery store. It was kind of fun. Good morning, baby. Good to see you. How is your weather? Are you cold over there in New York? So anybody watching the Olympics? I know I will be later on today when the skating comes on. I love the figure skating. That's one of my favorite parts of the Olympics. And then I love the snowboarding and the skiing. And the luge. Okay, I guess I like the Olympics. I think curling is a little boring, but curling is like golfing's winter cousin. I think golfing is kind of boring, or watching golfing is boring, and I think curling is kind of boring. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So, sorry, any curling fans out there, but I am not one. Good morning, Beth. Good to see you. Curling was one of your dad's favorites? Yeah, that's kind of a dad sport. Kind of like a dad joke. It's kind of a dad sport. So y'all, I found a new seasonal creamer, I would imagine for Valentine's Day. It's called Raspberry Champagne, and it is really yummy. So that's what I've got in my coffee this morning. It is good, Julianne. It is yummy. So yesterday, well, I had ordered Kim, I'll give you my review. It's good stuff. Get some. I had ordered 2 1-pound skeins of Caron, and when I placed the original order, they said it would be delivered between the 12th and the 18th. Well, then I got it's a new one, baby. It's a seasonal one, probably for Valentine's Day, because it's got like hearts all over it and stuff. So, and it's, in a pink container. So I'm sure it's a seasonal holiday thing for Valentine's. But yeah, it's pretty tasty. So the other day, I got a message that my yarn was going to be delivered on the 6th. And I was like, wow, they're really early. Well, I waited and I waited and I waited, and usually they'll give me updates during the day of, approximately what time it's going to get there. I wasn't getting any of those. So I was like, well, okay, maybe it's not really going to get delivered today. And I figured, with the snow and stuff, that might be slowing down their deliveries. Well, later on in the day, I get a notification that it had been delivered. Okay, y'all. Normally, Amazon delivers in boxes or bags. No, this is how it was delivered. Just like that. And the bag is partially open. Now, if we'd have still been getting snow when that was delivered, my yarn could have been really messed up. I was like, what the heck? I couldn't believe. I've never seen an Amazon package like that. Good morning, Rebecca. Well, it's not awful. I mean, luckily I saw the notification probably right after they delivered it, so I ran out and grabbed it. But it's like, You have to check mark that you don't want it shipped in original packaging. Okay, I guess I will have to remember that because that's just weird to me. I've never, ever had yarn delivered and look like that. So, yeah, that was very strange. Of course, now if I'd ordered twice that many, they'd have probably gone ahead and put it in a box or something. Yeah, I mean, especially when you're having it delivered outside your house, you know, it just makes sense that they would put it in something a little more protective than the package that the yarn is in before they, you know, send it to you. It's stupid. What I'm thinking maybe I need to do is put something out on my porch for them to actually put my deliveries into. That may be an alternative that works a little better. Because normally we don't get weather that gets all the way up to our door on the front porch normally. But this winter, we've actually been getting snow covering our entire front porch, which basically means the way the wind is blowing is, it's ending up all the way up to our door. And it's kind of unusual. I mean, we don't normally get snow like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, had it been messed up, I'd have definitely been raising a ruckus with them. So you guys, yesterday I worked up a couple of swatches for an alternative stitch to the trio stitch, and I am going to be, probably after my live today, I'm going to sit down and do a tutorial for it. They're both really pretty stitches, both super easy. One of them is a bit of a yarn eater, and the other one is quite a bit less of a yarn eater. So the second one, it's a little more lacy, so it is obviously much less of a yarn eater. So I hope you guys will watch those. 65 on Tuesday. Rebecca, that ain't fair. Send that up here. Tell them deer to blow real hard and shoot that warm air up to us. No, it's not normal, I will agree. It's kind of crazy weather. This is actually, this is actually more of a winter like a lot of older people remember as, being winter. We've had really mild winters here for several years, so winter here has not been normal in quite a while. But boy, I love looking at the pictures of Lake Michigan right now. It's freaking amazing. The ice that has from the big waves on Lake Michigan, the ice that's formed on the lighthouses and stuff. It's unbelievable. It's so cool. Kind of scary looking, some of it. Good morning, Kimmy. Good to see you. There's a couple of English guys that are here traveling around the United States, and they've been spending quite a bit of time in Michigan, and they are releasing videos on Facebook, and they're so fun to watch because they are just not ready for Michigan winters, and it's so hilarious. Well, and even just seeing their reaction to like Lake Michigan, they were just so amazed. They were like, this isn't a lake, this is an ocean. Finishing your mandrake this morning, huh, Rebecca? Fun. Good morning, Kelsey. How are you this morning? How's the little one? Hey, Amber. Good morning. How are you? Are you still on your vacay? Did you find something to work on yesterday, Amber? Getting ready to head out for breakfast, then hitting the road home. Well, I hope you have a good, safe trip home, Amber. Oh, yeah, cutting teeth is a rough time. Yeah, ready to be home to play with yarn and stitches? I bet. It's amazing how much you miss your yarn and stuff when you are away from home and don't have access to yarn and somebody willing to take you to get more. They just don't understand. Oh, cool. That'll be fun, Amber. I I have a couple of stitches that I'm going to be doing a tutorial for. One of which, well, actually both of them I am using on a queen blanket. Um, but woo, working on 8 more. Good grief. Well, yeah, that might be a blessing in disguise, Kelsey, because she's getting it over with, and I guess have the pain all in one fell swoop instead of stretched out over months. Might be a blessing in disguise. is to get back to her lives. Yeah. Well, I don't blame her. You get to missing your friends, right, Amber? No, I miss you guys when I don't come on. So, y'all, I got myself a new pillow, got delivered last week, and it took it a couple of days for it to puff up to size to where I could use it. But I have not had woken up with a headache all week. So I would say it solved the problem. So yeah, hopefully I won't be waking up with the weird headaches anymore. And I kind of knew it was from my pillow. Um, I knew it wasn't, giving my neck good support. And I'm a side sleeper. So it was hard to make my pillow support my neck the way I needed. And this pillow does that. So, ooh, yeah, poor mommy. Nursing baby and teething. They do tend to bite. Yeah, raw carrots are great for teething, and probably one of the safest things you could give to a baby to teeth on. They get some nutrition and the benefit of teething too. So, all right, Amber, have a good trip home. Enjoy your breakfast. Bite of spaghetti and chewing on a carrot. Cute. Oh, itchy eye. Oh, thank you, Kelsey. Um, it's about time for me to do it again. It's getting very white roots. I almost remember those days. Of course, my son is the age of a lot of you, so memories of his young childhood and my early motherhood. Yeah. I don't really remember. It's kind of foggy, but Kelsey, I went for actually the few years with mine being pretty much all gray. So when I finally did do it, it was, oh, yeah, kids grow up too fast. My mom always threatened to tie bricks to our heads to slow us down. Yep, my mom would say, if you don't stop growing, I'm going to tie a brick to your head. I got given a big bag of frozen strawberries the other day. I'm very tempted to make them into jam. I need to get a couple of bags of monk fruit sweetener, though, because the hubby has used what we had. He's used it all up in his coffee, so I need to run and grab some monk fruit so I can make some jam out of them, out of the strawberries. My hubby loves it when I make jam. Ooh, yum. I love blackberry jelly. Anything blackberry or raspberry is my absolute favorite. Which is why I like this creamer in my coffee. Kimmy, have you ever heard of Pomona's pectin? It's a kind of pectin that's made to be used with low sugar or sugar alternative recipes. It's really good. Well, that should be a year's worth at least, Kimmy. Today is tomorrow's grocery day. Yeah, it would be a bummer, Marianne. I went to the grocery store with hubby earlier this week. We didn't need like a full grocery shopping, but I mean, we really didn't need to get a whole lot in the way of meat, stuff like that. I still had quite a bit of meat in the freezer, but we went to the Walmart in the next town over from us, and I really don't, I mean, it's a nice store. It's nicer than the Walmart that's here, but I don't like it because I don't know the setup of the store. I guess if we went there all the time, it would be okay. In all reality, here lately, in the last few months, I haven't been going to Walmart anyway. I've been really trying to avoid Walmart. Just honestly, I really don't like Walmart. Um, but we went to this Walmart and it made me hurt so bad. It was not even funny. Um, my normal Walmart. Okay, Kelsey. Oh, you need to go shopping? Okay, I thought you meant you were going. um, walking around Walmart though really makes my knees hurt, and um, so I try to go to our local grocery store because it's, for one, it's more of a family-owned business, and it's just a nice. I mean, their prices are not bad, and actually, when I go there and I shop their sales, and I usually do really well. So it gives me a way to avoid going to Walmart to shop, so I don't have to walk around that whole huge store. Well, going to this other Walmart, um, they have theirs set up so that the food is all in one section, but then you have to walk to a totally different area of the store to get cleaning supplies. And not knowing where in the store that was, I was wandering around for a little while trying to find where they had the cleaning supplies. I was not a happy camper at that point. The store that I go to has all their food and cleaning supplies and everything all in one long section. Just, simple, easy. You go down one row, just kind of zigzag back and forth through the section. Yeah, no, not so much at this store. I was not thrilled. So by the time we got out to the car, hubby looked at me and said, go sit down. Oh yeah, Walmart does deliver, but my hubby is not a fan of that either, so sometimes I will go ahead and order stuff to be delivered, but usually when the hubby gives me grocery money, I just go out and do the shopping myself. And he actually tried to get me to go on my own, and I probably should have gone ahead and done that, because then I would have just gone to the store closest to me. But he wanted to get out and go for a ride and go to the store, and he had a few things he wanted to pick up for himself, so we ended up going to the next town over. And actually, I mean, I did kind of enjoy the fact that he was the one doing the driving because it was snowing, and I agree, Kelsey. I don't like giving my money to Walmart. I mean, they make a gazillion dollars. They treat their employees like crap. They never have enough cashiers, and they are trying to cut out cashiers completely. Well, you know, I look at it like this. You don't pay me enough to scan and bag my own groceries. If you want to give me a discount on my groceries, I'll be more than happy to go through the self-checkout lanes and do my own. But if I got to pay the same prices as the people who are scanning their groceries through a lane with a cashier, I'm going to go to a cashier because I'm not a cashier. That is not my job. So, yeah. And I think it's BS that, you know, every time you go into Walmart, they might have 1 or 2 lanes open with a cashier so that they almost force you to have to use the self-checkout. Ah, yeah, right, Kelsey. Yeah, give them more chance to catch somebody taking stuff. Yeah, we ended up going through the self-checkout lane the other day when we got groceries because hubby didn't want to wait in line. So, hey, Icy Butt, what you doing? What you doing? Huh? My dog came to visit. Want to tell everybody hi? Huh? Want to tell everybody hi? He comes over and demands to be petted. And it's so cute. If you stop petting him, he will reach up with his paw and bat your hand. Say hi, Icy. Yep. It's like, no, Mom, I don't want to look at the camera. Icy, you stink. Are you Putin? Huh? Are you Putin? All right, go lay down. See you later, Gator. Yeah, that's the bird. You know better. You know you don't get to play with her. Go on. Yep, he is a pretty boy. He has a messed up ear though now. He got a dogs, if they shake their head, if they have ears that can flop, and if they shake their head too much and too hard, they can break the blood vessels in their ear and cause it to swell up real big. And about the only thing that you can do is have the vet lance it, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Well, it didn't. So now he's got a cauliflower ear, kind of like what boxers get. So he's got one ear, his right ear, I think it is, flaps down. Well, It doesn't hurt now. It did bother him when you still had the hematoma in there. It bothered him, but now it doesn't bother him at all. He used to sit there and he'd scratch at it, but then he'd start crying while he was scratching at it because it hurt so much to scratch at it. And it's like, well, quit scratching it. If it hurts, don't do it. What kind of bird? I have a parakeet. She is fairly quiet. She was noisy earlier this morning, but she's quieted down again. She gets noisy when she hears the birds outside, so come springtime, she'll get noisy again because we have a lot of birds in our neighborhood. So once it's warm enough that I can open up the house and she can hear the birds, she will get noisy. She's kind of a useless bird. She doesn't talk. She's not hand tame. I've tried and tried with her, and nope, she's not interested. Then I started reading up on parakeets and found out that females usually are much harder to train than the males. Oh, cool. My mom used to have a sun conure. It was a pretty bird. Hey, Tank. Good morning. Welcome in. Yeah, the sun conures are very, very pretty. I like the African gray parrots too. They're cool. When I lived in Tennessee, the lady that lived next to us had several birds, and she had this one parrot that was, I mean, that thing could talk like crazy. It would talk your ear off. And if the phone would ring, it would say, answer the phone, answer the phone. And then it would do this laugh that sounded like an absolutely crazy person. I mean, it was just the most insane laugh. And well, you know what? Actually, it's a good possibility that your mom is right, Kelsey, because parrots live a very long time. So it is possible that you could end up inheriting her or him or it, whatever. But yeah, parrots, even parakeets live a really long time. So how are you doing this morning, Tank? Did you get more snow? Yep. Trying to figure out if we've got somebody stuck out here. I guess not, though. Must have been somebody got lost. Yesterday, I felt so bad. When I got up in the morning, my hubby called me over to the door, and there was this lady. It was snowing 90 to nothing when I got up, and there was this lady walking down the middle of the street. She wasn't dressed for the weather that we were having. She looked like she had fallen down a couple of times because she was just covered with snow. I don't know if it was just that she'd been out there walking around that long that she was that covered with snow, or if she had fallen down, but she was lost. And you know, Lana, I really do wonder, Alzheimer's or maybe some kind of mental illness, but she kept asking where 26th Street was. Well, she's not really that far away from it. She just had to get back to the main street to take her back that direction. You get back here in this neighborhood in these little streets, if you're not familiar with it, you know, it would be pretty easy to get lost, except that, I mean, all the streets are number streets. So if you go to the west from me, all the numbers are going down. No sound? Can everybody else hear me? Is anybody else having, okay, anybody else having trouble with sound? Okay, Kimmy, it may just be your connection. Maybe try refreshing. Maybe go out and come back in. Just YouTube being YouTube. But yeah, so I ran in because when I looked out the door, I was still in my nightgown. And I mean, I wanted to help her, but I wasn't going out in blowing snow in a sleeveless nightgown. So, yes, I have noticed that, Tank. So yeah, I ran in and got dressed, and apparently the lady across the street came out and helped her. So by the time I got dressed and back out there, she was gone. So hopefully she found herself back to 36th Street where she needed to be. I'm on 31st and she needed to get to 26th, so she wasn't that far, but in that weather, and like I said, it looked like she'd been out there in the snow for a while, so I'm sure she was half frozen, poor thing. Oh, Kelsey, I wish our snow was melted. We've got so much snow, it's not even funny. And it seems like every time it melts a little bit, we'll get new snow to replace what just melted. So we've been maintaining about the same amount of snow cover for the last month and a half now, or at least. Oh, good. Glad to hear it, Kimmy, because nobody else was having problems, so. Yeah, Rebecca, I have been trying to do that, but then I got into doing these Stitcherhood blankets, and I am finding out that Doing a queen size blanket takes a lot of yarn. I mean, it's crazy the amount of yarn you will use up doing a blanket that big. So I have been buying yarn in quantities to where I can either add to yarn that I've already got or enough quantity that I can go ahead and make a blanket with. So yeah, I have been buying yarn. Yeah, Kimmy, we have a lot of snow too. Sometime I'll take you guys out in the backyard with me and let you see just how much snow I've got. And it's kind of funny because several years back, we got a really, really big snowstorm, and we probably had a good 2 feet of snow up on our roof. And it was so heavy that it messed up our garage to where it's now not, it's out of square. So our garage door, if you try to use the garage door opener to open the garage door, it will come off the track. And the other day we noticed one of our neighbors a couple houses down seems to have the same problem because she is now leaving her garage door open all the time. So after this snow melts, maybe my hubby ought to check our garage door and see if the weight of the snow put it back in back the way it needed to be to where the garage door will open. But yeah, we haven't been able to use anything. We haven't been able to use the garage to store a car in years now because we can't open and close the garage door easily. So the hubby was out trying to work on it one day, and he was up on a ladder messing with the garage door. Well, the stupid thing came off the track and took him off the ladder, and he fell flat onto the concrete. And I mean, just like totally just over backwards, boom, and hit his head on the cement floor. I was so scared that he had really hurt himself, but I guess he's got a harder head than what I give him credit for. Well, I know he's got a hard head, but yeah. Oh, the Color Fusion DK. I love Color Fusion. I've got it in Autumn Sky that I am making a sweater out of. And I love it, love it, love it. But there are some other colorways of that yarn that I'd love to have too. So yeah. Yeah, Kelsey, they do all have hard heads. You're right. Haven't met many that don't. Of course, you know, truth be told, I'm pretty hard-headed too, so. And the thing with my hubby is, if I want to do something, he wants to think about it for a while. And his while can be a long while. So like when I had the tree in the backyard cut, um, I well, one thing we found out is the people who had put the fence up in the backyard had attached the fence to the tree. So when the tree came down, so did our privacy fence. And I told the hubby, I don't want our backyard open to the world because we're the second house from the corner. So, you know, if you were standing on the other street, you could look right through our neighbor's yard, right into our yard. And I wasn't interested in that. So I told him I wanted to get a fence built. Well, he wanted to think about it for a while, and I was like, no, to heck with this. I'm going to order the stuff to build the fence, and I'm going to get somebody in here to build it. I'm not waiting around to, yeah, why well, because it was a tree. I mean, it was like a 100-year-old tree. So it was huge. So I can understand that when they were building the fence, you know, that was something easy to attach the fence to, but stupid, very stupid. Yeah, so I went ahead and I ordered the stuff from Lowe's, got it delivered, hired the contractors, had them come in and build new fence. And I mean, he was not happy that I did it, but I wasn't waiting around for him to decide it was the right time to do it. It was right then was the right time to do it. So it got done. And he knows me. When I want to do something, it's going to get done. Actually, DK can work up pretty quick, Lana. Doesn't really take as long to work with DK as what you might think. I'm really itching to get into the yarn that I just ordered from Ice, but I'm trying to be good. I've already got 2 blankets started for the stitcher hood. So I'm trying to be good and get those 2 done before I start another one. But it's really hard because I really want to get into that yarn. It's so pretty. Well, the stitch that I'm going to be doing a tutorial for, you might be interested in, Marianne, because it's a nice stitch and it works up pretty fast. So you might want to check it out when I do the tutorial on it. Dog hair. I swear, everything in this house has got to have some dog hair in it somewhere. If it ain't dog hair, then it's going to be my hair, so I guess it doesn't much matter. One thing I have figured out, though, is when I crochet Icy's hair into something, if I catch it and pull it out, it usually does not break. If I try to pull out one of my hairs that I've crocheted into something, it will break every time. Yeah, I like bulky yarn once in a great while, but I don't like blanket yarns. They are just too heavy and they bother my hands. And a big project with bulky yarn I would not enjoy because it would end up bothering my hands too. Last week, one day, did end up taking a day off from crocheting because I started getting achy up here in my shoulder joint. Hometown is nice. I made my hubby a blanket with Hometown, and it's a nice blanket. So soft. Well, you guys, it has been an hour, so I am going to go ahead and let you guys go and go about your day. And I'm going to sit here and try to get my tutorials done. And so I am going to say goodbye, and I will hope to see you all tomorrow. I'll be here again at 9:30. So I'd love to see you guys come back in for tomorrow, Coffee and Crochet. And everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Do what you love to do. Be with the people you love to be with. And I will see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.